They're scamming you. The dirty truth about the $12 billion spiritual industry full expose. The enlightenment product, how they turned your soul into their cash cow. Have you ever felt that gnawing emptiness inside? That sense that there's something more out there, but you just can't reach it? If you answered yes, congratulations, you have already fallen into the first trap of the most manipulative and predatory industry of our time, the spiritual awakening industrial complex. They don't want to free you. They want to trap you in an endless cycle of spiritual consumption that will drain your bank account, your energy, and your sanity. And the worst part, you'll thank them for it. Here is the truth they don't want you to know. Your spiritual journey, the most sacred and personal thing in your life, has been weaponized into a money-making machine. They took your pain, your emptiness, your most basic human need for purpose, and turned it all into product. How does this diabolical manipulation work? Step 1. They convince you that you're lost and need a guide. Step 2. They sell you the solution in the form of courses, retreats, crystals, mantras, anything that costs money. Step 3. When it doesn't work, and it never works, they blame you. You're not vibrating at the right frequency. Your energy isn't aligned. You need to surrender more to the process. Sound familiar? That's their programming working perfectly in your mind. While you're sitting there feeling like a spiritual failure, buying the next Awaken in 21 Days course or 7 Chakras to Abundance program, they're counting the money they extracted from your vulnerability. The awakening industry discovered something genius. They turned your journey into a destination. They sell you the idea that enlightenment is a place you arrive at, not a process you live. And while you're chasing this impossible destination, they profit from every misstep you make. Your mental health? Destroyed. Your self-worth? In the trash. Your ability to trust your own intuition? Obliterated. Because now you believe you need a middleman between you and your own soul. But I have devastating news for this parasitic industry. You never needed any guru. Your intuition was always there. Your wisdom always existed. Your connection to something greater was always yours. What you need isn't another course. It's detox. It's silence. It's the courage to hear your own voice without the noise of these illusion peddlers. Revolutionary practical action. Guru detox. For 1 full week, stop following, listening to, or reading any internet guru. Close the podcasts. Delete the tabs. Give your mind a chance to breathe without their influence. And witness the miracle. You'll start hearing your own voice. Your spiritual journey is yours. Your path is yours. Your evolution is yours. And anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to rob you blind. This is bigger than just courses and crystals. This is about reclaiming your power from an industry that profits from keeping you small, confused, and dependent. They've created a spiritual hamster wheel where you run faster and faster, but never actually get anywhere. The American dream used to be about self-reliance and individual freedom. Now, they're selling you spiritual dependence disguised as enlightenment. Don't let them turn your awakening into their retirement plan. If you're ready to break these invisible chains, comment, deprogramming, and let's destroy this manipulation machine together. The faith market, how your pain became their $1 million fuel. If you did the guru detox from the previous part, you probably felt something disturbing, relief. And you know why? Because you finally stopped feeding the most cruel system that exists, a system that profits from your pain. Let me tell you the most shocking truth about this industry. They don't want you to heal. They need you to stay sick, lost, and searching. Because a healed customer is a lost customer. And lost customers don't pay bills. Think about it. If these gurus actually had the formula for happiness, peace, and awakening, why the hell would they be selling that formula? If I knew the secret to enlightenment, I'd be on a mountain in perpetual bliss, not doing Instagram live selling courses for $497. But no, they're there every single day, posting stories, doing webinars, launching new products. Why? Because their business isn't awakening you. Their business is keeping you seeking. They've created the most perfect business model that exists. They sell hope to desperate people. And when hope doesn't materialize, they sell more hope. It's an infinite cycle of emotional dependency. Your pain is the fuel for this multi-million-dollar machine. Your anxiety, your depression, your sense of emptiness, it all gets converted into money in their pockets. While you're beating yourself up for not being able to meditate properly, they're buying Lamborghinis with your insecurity money. The most disgusting part is they use spiritual language to manipulate you. The universe is conspiring in your favor but charges $2,000 for the retreat. Money is just energy, but only accepts Venmo. Material detachment, but wears a gold Rolex. They turned your faith into a commodity, your hope into a product, your vulnerability into a business opportunity. And you know what the clearest symptom is that you've fallen into this trap? Spiritual burnout. That feeling that you've tried everything, bought everything, followed everyone, but you're still empty. Because you're seeking answers from people who profit from your questions. This isn't just happening to you, it's an epidemic. Americans spend over $12 billion annually on the self-help industry. That's more than we spend on movie tickets. We're literally paying more to fix ourselves than to entertain ourselves. And what do we have to show for it? Higher anxiety rates, more depression, and deeper spiritual confusion than ever before. Your subversive evolution begins when you understand something revolutionary. True awakening isn't an event you purchase. It's a process you live, every day, for free, inside yourself. The emotional freedom you seek isn't in a $997 course. It's in your courage to look within, to face your own shadow, to trust your own intuition. Revolutionary practical action, meaning journal. For 1 week, write down all the moments you felt connection, peace, purpose. Could be drinking coffee in silence, watching a sunset, having an honest conversation. At week's end, you'll have a revelation. Your spirituality already exists, and it's free. Your awakening doesn't need a subscription plan. Your enlightenment doesn't require a payment processor. Your truth doesn't have a price tag. If you're ready to stop funding this parasitic industry, comment, "My faith is mine, and let's take back what was always ours." The enlightenment addiction, the most expensive and useless drug on the market. Now that you understand how this money-making machine operates, I'm going to reveal the dirtiest secret of this industry. They got you addicted to enlightenment, and this addiction is literally destroying your mental health. Like any professional dealer, they gave you a first hit of hope, made you feel a little better, then told you, to maintain this state, you need the next level, and you, like any addict, chase that next level, then the next, always thinking this time would be different, that this time you'd finally get there. But here's the devastating truth. There is no enlightenment isn't a destination. It's a journey. And they turned your journey into an impossible race toward a place that doesn't exist. Meanwhile, your mind entered a state of perpetual autopilot. You can't be happy where you are anymore, because you're always seeking where you should be. You lost the ability to live in the now, because you are always chasing the next awakening. The result? Spiritual anxiety. Yes, that's a thing. It's that constant feeling that you're not evolved enough, that you're not meditating right, that your vibration is low, that you're a failure at personal development. They programmed you to believe that happiness is a constant state, that peace is something you achieve and never lose again. That awakening is like graduating college. You do it, get the diploma, and you're done. But real life doesn't work like that. Real life has ups and downs, bad days, moments of confusion, periods of emptiness. And that's normal. That's being human. But they sold you the idea that if you feel sadness, anxiety, anger, it's because you need more healing, more therapy, more courses, more awakening. It's an infinite cycle of never being enough. This is the American hustle culture applied to spirituality. We turned inner peace into a performance metric. We turned self-acceptance into an optimization problem. We turned being human into a business opportunity. Your subversive evolution begins when you embrace a revolutionary truth. You are already where you need to be. Your process is perfect exactly as it is. Your falls are part of the climb. Your confusion is part of the clarity. Real awakening isn't about reaching a state of perpetual peace. It's about accepting all states. It's about stopping the run from yourself. It's about embracing your complete humanity, not just the spiritual parts. The most American thing you can do is declare independence from this spiritual tyranny. You don't need their permission to be enlightened. You don't need their certification to be awake. You don't need their approval to be whole. Liberating practical action. Intuition journal. For 1 week, write down all the moments your intuition told you something. Could be something small like don't go to that meeting or call your mom. At week's end, you'll discover something shocking. You always had the best guru in the world yourself. Your inner wisdom doesn't have office hours. Your intuition doesn't charge consultation fees. Your truth doesn't require a subscription. If you're ready to break free from this toxic addiction, comment, "Addiction is over," and let's build a healthy relationship with your spirituality. The silent revolution: the day you stop paying to be yourself. If you made it this far, something revolutionary already happened in your mind. You started questioning, you started doubting, you started thinking for yourself. And that's the most dangerous thing that can happen to this parasitic industry. Because a person who thinks for themselves doesn't buy quantum awakening courses. A person who trusts their own intuition doesn't need to pay $5,000 for an ayahuasca retreat. A person who accepts themselves as they are doesn't consume transformation products. And that is what they fear most. That you will discover you always had everything you needed inside yourself. Your revolution doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need a hashtag. It doesn't need to go viral on TikTok. Your revolution can be silent. It can be choosing to stay home on a Friday night instead of going to that abundant seminar. It can be closing the YouTube tab when another spiritual course ad appears. This is the most American story ever told. The individual standing up against the system that wants to control them. Except this time, the system isn't the government, it's the spiritual industrial complex that wants to colonize your soul. Your subversive evolution isn't about following a spiritual map. It's about burning all the maps and trusting your internal compass. It's about having the revolutionary courage to be who you really are, without needing approval from any guru. The system profits from your insecurity, from your lack of self-confidence, from your need for external validation. But when you become your own authority, when you trust your own experience, when you honor your own journey, the system collapses. Because there's no product in the world that can replace your connection with yourself. There's no course that can teach what your life experience has already taught you. There's no guru who has the answers that only you have for your own life. Your awakening doesn't happen in a workshop. It happens in honest conversation with yourself. It happens when you stop chasing transformation and start living your life. Your purpose isn't something a life coach discovers for you in a $300 session. Your purpose reveals itself when you have the courage to be authentic, to make choices aligned with your values, to live according to your truth. Your mental health doesn't depend on how many self-help books you've read. It depends on how much you accept, love, and respect yourself exactly as you are right now. Final practical action. Create your subversive manifesto. One sentence that represents your truth. Could be, "My purpose is to live authentically, not perfectly," or "Trust my intuition more than any guru." This sentence is your new programming, your new compass, your new code for living. The American dream was never about following someone else's blueprint. It was about writing your own story. It is time to take that dream back from the people who want to sell it back to you in installments. If you're ready to become your own spiritual authority, comment, "My truth," and let's start the most important revolution of your life. The revolution of being yourself. And if this video gave you the strength to break free from this manipulation, share it. Because there are people still trapped in this spiritual matrix, and they deserve freedom as much as you do.